Pardon me, section A. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It kind of lifts the left foot on the hi-hat for the 4 and. Now you're at 12 seconds on the chorus. I'm going to count the and beats, not everything that's written. 1, 2, and 3 and 3, 4. I think you'll notice in this song, if you count the and beats or only count exactly what's written, you'll play it a lot more cleanly than if you tried to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in the entire time. Section C, keeping with the chorus. 1 and 3 and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3 and 3, 4. Section D, watch the sticking in this second bar. You want to start with your right 3 and 4 and so that you can crash on the next bar. So you're going to start with your right when you get there. But if I go to 22 seconds, 1 and 3 and 3 and 4 and so that I'm ready to crash. Section E at 25 seconds. This is the bulk of the verse. Once you get this kind of concept down, the rest of it will flow really nicely. Here's what I do. I play exactly what's written, and I'll go nice and slow, maybe like 3 times so you can see it in action. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, up. 1 and 2, 3, up. And 1, 2, and 3, up, up. Here it is again. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, up. 1 and 2, 3, up. And 1, 2, and 3, up, up. Now, I also suggest you learn the count before you try to play it, because when you try to do it all at speed, it's kind of overwhelming. So here it is again, counting and playing. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, up. 1 and 2, 3, up. And 1, 2, and 3, up, up. Section F at 31 seconds. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, up. 1 and 2, 3, 4. And 1, up. And 3, and up. Here it is again. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, up. 1 and 2, 3, 4. And 1, up. And 3, and up, up. Ready to crash. Section G at 38. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, up. 1 and 2, 3, up. And 1, 2, and 3, up, up. Here it is again. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, up. 1 and 2, 3, up. And 1, 2, and 3, up, up. Section H at 44. 1 and 2, 3, up. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. And I know what you're going to say. In the recording, there's 2 accents on the and the number. A 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3, right? I could do it that way. It would take me longer to play it, and this is kind of like the, just the easier version. But yeah, you could absolutely come out of that second bar and go a 1E and a 3 and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and 3 and I just play kind of this condensed version just because it's a little bit easier to slide that note over. 1 and 2, 3, a 1 and 2, 3, a 4E, 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and section I at 50 seconds, back to the chorus. And 2, 3, and 1 and 2, 3, and 2, 3, and 1 and 2, 3, and again, and 2, 3, and 1 and 2, 3, and 2, 3, and 1 and 2, 3, and section J at 56, just keeping the chorus going. And 2, 3, and 1 and 2, 3, and 2, 3, and 1, a 2, and 3, a 4, and plan out your cymbals ahead of time. I kind of move in a circle. 1, a 2, and 3, a 4, and just so I kind of keep my bearings, and that'll help you as you play through the fill. I think it's section K at 103. And 2, 3, and 1, and 2, and 4, and 2, 3, and 1, and 2, 4, and section L at 109. And 2, 3, and 1, and 2, and 4, and 2, and 1, and 2, M at 116. Back to the kind of post chorus here. 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and Notice I led left-handed and a 4, and it actually might be E, or it might be and It's so fast and close together, no one's going to know the difference, but here it is again. 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3, Down to section O at 128, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 3, and That and happens a little bit quicker than you expect, so make sure you're diligently keeping the count so you know where the feel lands at. Section P, 135, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and Section Q, 141, 1 and 2, 3, and 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and again, technically on the album, I think that 4E is probably a different thing, and then it's a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3. But I just shift it over because no one's going to catch that difference, and it's so little, and it makes it way easier to play. A 4E, 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and Section R at 147, back to the chorus, and 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and section S at 154, and 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, and 1, and 3, and section T at 2 minutes, and 2, 3, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and 2, 3, and 1, and 2, 4, and section U at 206, and 2, 3, and 1, and 2, and 4, and 2, 3, and 1, and 2, and I probably counted that a little too tight. Let me show you bars 3 and 4, and 2, 3, and 1, and 2, 3, 4. It has more of a gallop kind of feel to it. V at 213, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now you're at 217, bar 3. 1 and 2 and 3, and 3, and, right? 3, and. Back to bar 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and bar 2 twice. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now you're at 224. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and. Let me show you the whole thing exactly as it's written. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and. So just work on that. 3 and 1. Remember, on the and 1, you're going to have both, right? 3 and 1. 3 and 1. 3 and 1. One and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and twice into bar 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 3 times. And then the fill is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I usually let it ring, continue to count into the next section. Section X at 238, just a rest. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Section Y at 239, 1 and 2, 3. And 1 and 2, and 2, and 1 and 2, and the hardest part is coming in like 1 and 2, 1 and 2, right? But once you practice it, you'll get it. 1 and 2, 3, and 1 and 2, and 2, and 1 and 2, and and 2, 3, and 1, and 2, and 2, 3, and 1, and 3, and double A at 252. Pay attention because in bar 4 there's going to be a little bit of a pickup on the and a 4 and. So here's bar 1, and 2, 3, and 1, and 2. And 2, and 1, and 2, and a 4, and a little bit quicker. And 2, 3, and 1, and 2, and 4, and 2, 3, and 1, and 2, and a 4, and, right? Double B at 258, this part's tricky. In bar 4, At the very end, the and is going to tie into the next bar, so you really have to pay attention how it's counted. Let me show you everything once and I'll explain. And 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and, except where you're used to letting that and breathe the second time, it's actually going to have a 1 in the next bar right away. So it's going to kind of go and 1, and you have to be able to count it that way to play it through. Finally, double C, 305. You just came off the last bar going and 3 and 1, and then you would be at the 2. So, you got that 3 and you're basically going and 1, 2, 3, and 2, and 3, 1, and 2, and 3. Double D at 311. 1, 2, and 3, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 2, and 4, and. Double E at 318, just rest 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 8 times for the outro.